So this is the law of sines. It works for any triangle. Doesn't just have to be a right triangle anymore. And it's basically the side A over the sine of angle A is equal to the side of B over sine of B, C over sine of C. One thing to know that we've talked about in other classes as well, how we label triangles. It's just opposite. So capital letter labels an angle, a lowercase letter labels a side, and they're always opposite each other. So then to use the law of sines, because we don't know if this is a right triangle or not, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like it, but who cares? So we just then make up a pairing. We know that we're going to need to find all the missing angles and sides. B is the only missing side. And then we've got angle C we need to find, and angle B we need to find. We're going to start with C because we've got a missing angle and a side, and then 25 degrees and 5 go together. So we'll do 5 over sine of 25 equals 11 over sine C. This is going to be a calculator lesson. So I would just, you can do this all at once on your calculator if you're comfortable with it, but basically it's going to be 5 divided by sine of 25. I need to make sure I'm in, make sure you're in degree. So that's 11.83 equals 11 over sine C. So then we get sine C equals 11 over 11.83. Zero 0.9298, and then you take the inverse sine. And you get 68 degrees. So then if we know that this is 68 degrees, then the other side is 180 minus 25 minus 68, which is 87 degrees. And then we would do law of sines again, where we'd have so always use what you've been given, because those are going to be your most exact values. So again, we're going to do 5 over sine 25, and now we can use our b's. So that's going to be b over sine of 87. So 5 divided by sine of 25 is that same 11.83 times the sine of 87. So b equals 11.8. We had talked about this at some point as well. A quick check you can do is make sure the lengths of the sides match up with the angles. Mm-hmm. So 87 is the biggest angle, right? Yeah. So B should be the biggest side, which 11.8 is the biggest side. 25 degrees is the smallest angle, and 5 is the smallest side. So that won't necessarily mean you're exactly right, but it's a decent check. Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you a chance to try this. So on this one, if we set up the whole thing, we'd have it's a terrible color. A over sine of 49 equals 12 over sine B equals 10 over sine C. And because each of these has a variable, you can't solve this triangle. A little bit of a trick question.
Oh, okay.
Because
I tried to solve it.
And so that's what you got to be careful of. With law of sines only works when you've got one of these ratios that has values for both.
Okay.
If none of them have values for both, then there's not enough information to solve that triangle. Because usually what kids try and do here is they assume this is a right triangle
Yeah.
and then use Pythagorean theorem and such, but it's not labeled.
Yeah.
So, trick question. Now you'll see, if possible. So it's good to just start out by making all three and making sure one of them has everything. Which we do, right?
Perfect.
So because that doesn't have a variable in it, you can solve this triangle. So doing this part here, I would get you B equals 4.02, 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can find A by doing 180 minus 31 minus 67, which is 82 degrees. So then same thing, we do this one with this one, where we're going to end up multiplying that 7.2 sine of 67 times the sine of 82. And we'll get A equals 7.75. Formulas will tell you how to round.
Yeah.
Or at least, hopefully.